What is up, 49er faithful? Welcome back to another live stream, and we have a special guest here. Wolfie, how you doing, man?
Doing fantastic. Bang, bang, Niner gang. How are you, man? How are you?
Good. Glad we were able to get this going.
Yeah,
It's
man.
kind of funny because I think it was over like a month ago where I found your channel, and I was like, oh, let me go check out this
Yeah, man. We
guy.
hit it
And
off right off the bat, and and you're the first person to actually ask for a collab, and it was something thought just felt right, man. Let's yeah.
what up, 49ers throwback? Appreciate you as
49ers
well.
throwback.
Yep, he's a legend in the 49ers streets, that's for sure. Always
He
showing love to
is. I do. You
people.
do find him in Larry's and like Dave Lombardi's and other people's chats.
Him and I will joke around because he's like, we'll always laugh like, oh, we found each other.
It's kind of cool. Like you do build that, you do kind of like find like cool people in this community you kind of click with, and there's actually a bond. Such as like for me, for you, it's probably 4 guys throwback. For me, it's been like Papa J and
Mm.
a couple other people. So it's kind of cool the bond you get with the people you actually sub to you. I like it.
Yeah, so I guess because this is our, first show together, let everybody kind of know how you became a 49ers fan and let me know your favorite
Right.
49er of all time and your current 49er of all time.
Oh, all right, off the spot. Okay. So I've always been around football like most of my life. My
Mhm.
father and my rest of my family are Seahawks fans. I never really got into it as a child. It wasn't until I the timing is very vague because I was like young as a teenager, but I was roughly 15 years old, roughly 15 or 16 years old, somewhere around there. It's 2005, somewhere around that time. It's really vague around that time, but that's when I really actually fell in love with football and got distracted by football, all because of a bet that I had
Mm.
for the 49ers versus a Seahawks game. And I kind of fell in love with it because I had to pay attention and actually know the rules because I wanted to win. I think it was like $10 or something like that. So kind of got me all focused into it, and I really fell in love with it. And that it was actually really bad timing though because that was the Alex Smith era, and wasn't exactly the greatest time to come in as a 49ers fan because that's literally like right after everything, Jeff Garcia
Mhm.
and all that. But yeah, I came into it all because of a bet. Like I shit you not. And then one day I was like, hey mom, I need to know what is our team. She could have said Seahawks. She could have said all the any other kind of team. She said the 49ers. Our team is the 49ers. But and so I was like, okay, sweet, I'll be a 49ers fan. My dad got pissed off about it, and I think that's the reason why she told me that was because my dad didn't exactly click. So uh, yeah, so that's how I became a 49ers fan, and then my dad was upset about that, and the rest of my family was too. So in about 2005. So, but that's my story. My favorite player of all time has got to be Jerry Rice, just because he's
Mm.
considered one of the greatest players of all time. I know that's a basic, cheap ass answer, but it's just the truth. I mean, he has like the legacy is insane. It
Mhm.
echoes throughout generations. And when you watch his highlights, the way he plays and the way he talks about the game, the way he continues to be part of the organization and represent the fans, it's outstanding. He's doing no offense to Joe Montana or Steve Young, but he's just doing a lot more as a leader for the team. And he's always been a part of the team ever since
Mhm.
I've been a fan. So I just love Jerry Rice. He's my favorite player. Right now, my favorite player would have to be Brock Purdy. Again, it's kind of a cop out because it is a quarterback, but like I can't tell you how long as a fan since Alex Smith days I've been waiting for a quarterback to just
Mhm.
fall in love with from on the field and off the field. So like when he throws the ball, how do I feel when he throws the ball? Do I feel hope or do I feel doom? And I feel hope when he throws the ball. And so that's when you're kind of sold on him. And when he, especially during the past game this past weekend, where he's just slinging it
Mhm.
all over the place. So Brock Purdy would have to be my favorite player. But if you want to take away the quarterback aspect of it, it's got to be 110% Fred Warner. He's just day one since he's been a third round draft pick, just nonstop. It would have to be Fred Warner.
No, I don't blame you for going Jerry Rice. For me, it's like Frank Gore because I didn't get to
Mm,
ever watch Jerry Rice, and I just love the tank of
he's a
Gore and just the
beast.
way he ran. And
Good
then yeah,
choice.
I'm agreeing with you and Brock Purdy, man. It's just I've never seen a quarterback on the Niners better than I've had to deal with Blaine Gabbert, Jimmy G, uh,
Oh
Nick
my
Mull,
God, Blaine Gabbert, dude.
Brian Hoyer. The list goes on and on. So
Oh my God, Brian. Oh, Brian. Like everyone was so confident in Kyle Shanahan to like make Brian Hoyer because he did it in Houston, So everyone was like, "Oh, he could do it on the 49ers, make Brian Hoyer an actual starting quarterback." Nah, dude, he doesn't got it. He doesn't got it. I
but
remember the Brian Hoyer, man.
what's up, MHJ Productions? Appreciate you
Milwaukee
for
from the
being in
stream.
here. So let's get into some piece of news now. I just
Hamilton.
kind of thought that'd be interesting to kind of figure out how you became a fan. So,
No,
um,
I just I appreciate it. My first ever like personal question I've ever gotten. So hey, milestone.
yeah. All right. So we do got some roster moves and injury news. I think we're gonna get to the bad part stuff first, though.
Dun, dun,
Unfortunately.
dun.
So first of all, various injuries happened throughout the game. You got Fred Warner with the ankle. You got Jordan Elliott with the knee, Jacob Cowan with the shoulder, and Juszczyk with the shoulder, which I think that's the only one that questioned me because I didn't even know Juszczyk got hurt. That's the thing. The Niners end up having somebody on the injury list that I'm like, when did he get hurt?
That happened. The same thing happened last week. Like I could have sworn that Kyle Shanahan said that everybody was healthy, like there was no injuries at all. But like the next day, Debo was hurt, Kittle was hurt, and like somebody else was too. So yeah,
I
like
guess it's just sometimes they don't feel any ache, so it's like, you know,
the adrenaline's kicking in, they're not feeling it at
yeah,
the time or something like that. Yeah, I
yeah.
hear you saying. But yeah, I'm not too concerned if they're all day to day, and you can kind of tell by because I watched an
Mhm.
interview with Kyle Shanahan. He was telling us, and I think the one with I watched with David Lombardi. It was on the phone, I think.
Mhm.
He sounded confident that all these players are going to be fine. Like I don't know if he's either lying or telling the truth, but based on what he's saying and how the vibe was given off, it kind of seemed like these players, they just got dinged up a little bit and just need time off. Like nothing serious, from what I've heard. I don't know about you, but
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be serious. Like you said, it's just a day to day, so I feel pretty good about that. And the only one is Christian McCaffrey, who now has bilateral tendonitis, I believe that Achilles tendonitis, meaning that he has it in both legs, which
uh,
to me, I don't know if he'll play this season. I'm not gonna lie.
oh, you're going that far, huh? You think all season?
I don't know, dude. I don't know if like very concerned, especially now that it's both legs.
Yeah, that
And it
cannot.
went
But
from calf to Achilles, like
mm-hmm. That is a bad sign because like no one's ever heard of him. Like we know he tore his Achilles, and I don't know if it's the same. Is it the same one that he tore that he's having a problem with? Do you know? Because he tore his. Did he
when
tell his?
did he
Did he
tear
tear his,
one?
or was his ACL he tore?
Was
He's
that
had a
with the
torn.
Panthers? Yeah, no, I know he had like leg issues and stuff with the Panthers in the past, but I don't remember what exactly the
What was his hold on, what was his injury?
what up, Scott
Because if
Tyler
he had, because I think it was
Edmondson.
uh ACL, so it might have been different, but I'm pretty sure he had um an injury, but
Yeah, I know he hasn't really been injured with the 49ers until now, so
yeah, he had a big one, and I can't remember which one it was. He was out for the
let's
rest of the
see.
year on one of them. It's not coming up. I swear to God. I swear he did.
Okay, so he's dealt with a right knee sprain, which was back in 2020, shoulder in 2020. That was when he like hurt a lot. Then he had thigh tightness. Then 2021, hamstring, left ankle in 2021, chest rib, which was 2023, but I think he was
Wow.
fine anyways.
He's just missed like 6 games or so.
And then he had that calf strain,
God, I am tripping. I thought I could have sworn
which
that.
that's what it seems like it's been dealing with him since week 17 or something versus the Commanders.
Yeah, that was about the time when he started slowing down. that was when everyone thought he was just exhausted. He was being overused, which I guess that is kind of attributed to that. But still, I mean, that was the time when he started the Achilles issue started happening. It wasn't just because he was exhausted. It was just actually probably because his Achilles is trying to give in on him. That's concerning in a lot of ways, especially if you are tracking it all the way back to week 17 when he started feeling this way. And I think I did read articles saying that he's been dealing with this since February. So the time frame's a little sketchy, but I do agree with what you're saying back in week 17, because that was when he started to slow down and not really be the same. It's such bad timing because the Madden curse, the extension that we just gave him, and then out of nowhere, like August 6th, I believe it was when it really got bad, and then they thought it was just minor, and then he comes back on a Thursday, like right before the game, and it's like the worst he's ever had. This is like honestly probably one of the worst luck I've ever seen. Like I can't, like the timing is also crazy because the Madden curse thing, and you don't want to contribute to that because just that's just for fun. Like people, it's not a real thing to hang on to factually, but like the timing is just really, really messed up, and especially with the extension because it screws over the 49ers, and not to mention CMC, who probably just wants to play football. I know 28 is supposed to be old, but still, that's. Like I'm assuming how good he is and how good he thinks he is. He knows he is. He probably saw himself playing until he's like 31 or 32 or something, And we all saw that because he's Offensive Player of the Year last year. No one expected like this kind of a drop off because of injury to happen. It's a blow to absolutely everybody. There's a reason why he was number one in like fantasy ownership. It's because they expected him to play and still perform. And I'm not trying to say, fantasy is, the main source for everything, but like I'm going to try to say is like everybody everywhere thought CMC was good, and there was no reason for him to think he was going to have this decline. So,
What up, also Kenny and Bebop, and I'm not going to read that first message from you, Kenny, because that is cap. I'm not even going to bring it up, but
what's happening there? What does that mean?
I don't even know, dude. He's known for just saying random stuff that doesn't make
Laughing
sense.
Pumpkin Peace?
Right above that.
Oh. What the fuck? I'm trying not to curse, but he's been warned. He has a record. All right. I thought, I thought about doing my investigating, but nah. All right. That's the last time
Wow.
That's the last time I just trust somebody I met on the internet.
Cap, don't listen to him. But yeah.
Bebop Jones, what up? We got Scott Lacoste. What's up, dude?
Yep, he went and got stem cells in Germany. It's supposed to be.
Kobe Bryant got that. He got it.
Yeah, which I guess it helps to like make it heal faster, but I don't know. I'm pretty concerned.
Yeah, you think it's
Yeah, go ahead.
So if I know what you're saying. Like, if he kept doing what he was doing now, like not getting that treatment at Germany for what he's saying, for what Scott just said, if he didn't get that, I would expect him out for the rest of the season. I'll expect that. But if he's getting this treatment because it's supposed to bring him back in, and like Scott said, it's supposed to be a very successful thing. We're expecting him to be able to play this year because of that new variable, I should say, of him going to get the stem cells and stuff, because it's not illegal here for sure. And it just really depends upon how he reacts to it, his body reacts to it, because Kobe got it. I think he was able to come back soon. And then someone else, I can't remember who it was, also got it, and it didn't work for them too much. So it really just depends upon CMC and his body, and if his body can actually, work with those stem cells. But I think personally, he's not going to come back until November. I think he's going to come back the Bucks game after the bye week. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, there's been reports about that, which I don't know. I'm hoping he's coming back. I'm just saying what I think, Yeah,
you're like being realistic, and you're trying to like be reasonable, but like not trying to give your hopes up too much. And then if you're thinking like this, it also helps you set yourself up for like future plans. Like, hey, okay, so if I think he's gone for the rest of the year, I need to prepare myself mentally for Mason to be ready for the entire year. So it's not exactly wrong to think that, because that is actually a possibility. I mean, it is a possibility that he doesn't play this year at all. And I'm not against it.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of fans wouldn't be against it either because Jordan Mason is playing so good. You know,
Yeah.
like if he has one
Other
year off,
news. Mhm. Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
So other piece of news is Ricky Pierce. So they're still kind of unsure if they're gonna open up his practice window. We obviously all know what happened to him. Super unfortunate, man. But
Super lucky, dude. Like,
glad
oh
to,
my
yeah,
god, dude.
unfortunate, but also very, very lucky. I'm glad to
That's
see
unheard
he's,
of, dude.
you know,
Like, there's a lot of
doing
shit
better.
right here, dude. There's a
I
lot
know.
going on, dude. To miss
Mhm.
that's oh
Yeah.
my god, dude. I wonder what he's thinking. I wonder what he's going through, like mentally. I wonder if that
Mhm.
like that has to like make you think about life and because I've
Yeah.
had near death experiences before, and that's made me think about life. I can only imagine
Oh
like
my God, did we just get raided by a Twitch streamer? I think so. I think I got raided on Twitch.
Persuasion 009. Okay, all right, sweet. Hey, he's boosting
What
the
up,
algorithm, man. It's all
Stony
pushing
and
out our content.
Asian Persuasion Vikings fans in the chat, but appreciate it. Um, so yeah,
Lambo 211.
I think Ricky Pearsall, probably if it's not this week, maybe next week. I'm guessing they probably want to have him be in practice now and, give him like a week at least, I think. So I think that's probably why they may not open it up. What do you think, Wolfie?
I did hear that he's going to something about they're going to start ramping him up like on
Mhm.
Wednesday. So tomorrow
Yeah.
or maybe Thursday they're going to try to give him a shot and see how he's doing. So it's no like promising news like saying, hey, he's going to start practicing and he's going to start performing. It's not like that. It's this practice that we're seeing was really more like, can he? Sorry, excuse me, I'm dying inside. Um, can he perform? Can like physically do it? I think that's what it is. I think it's gonna be a light practice. I don't think it's gonna be like a him running
Hmm.
routes and catching balls, and he'll probably wear a blue shirt and stuff. So nothing like I don't think we're gonna get anything major. And I'm excited to see him back. I'm excited, and I hope that he's the same player. I hope that his injury is
Hmm.
not serious, and not burning him. And I do think that he can contribute to this team. Especially if Ronnie Bell's out there getting passes to him, that means somewhere down there in that depth chart for the wide receivers, there's targets for him. So, and
Oh, we'll be getting to one of the receivers that I'm gonna be super mad about once we talk about the Patriots game. But
okay, all right. So then Pearsall, yeah,
yeah.
he's yeah, I'm excited. I want to see. A lot of people want to not to go off subject here, but uh, I see Pearsall. I don't want to say Justin Jefferson because people think I'm trying to compare like the execution of what Jefferson's doing to what he's doing. But a lot of people wanted to pin Justin Jefferson as just being a slot guy because he was kind of
Hmm.
small, scrawny. But he's doing outside and inside things. I think Pearsall can do the same thing. I think he could do inside and outside. If he's able to shake off defenders in man press or whatever, why can't he go outside? I know that's his weakness, but that's something he can work on, just like Justin Jefferson worked on that. And I think that if Pearsall, especially, I know Ayuk's not doing very well right now. I get that. But his
Hmm.
knowledge of route running and stuff like that, he's going to pass down to Pearsall. And if Pearsall could take what he knows and applies it to himself, because he's doing a lot better than Ayuk right now, I'm sure.
Hmm.
I'm sure Pearsall would at this point. Well, maybe not now, but anyway, I'm going too far. But I just think that Ayuk can help out Pearsall, and Pearsall was already a good route runner, and he has amazing hands. So
Hmm.
I have high hopes for Pearsall, and I think he could be a lot better than a slot.
Yeah, I think Pearson kind of is built a little bit like Debo because I feel like he has that physicality where also he's like
Debo.
Jennings, where he is kind of Jennings, where it's like he has that dog in him where you've seen him at least in college at Florida make those crazy one-hand
Oh, he has
catches.
heart.
But um, but man, I'm excited to see what he does. Whenever he's back, I just don't really see it being this week probably. Especially because it's like he dealt with the whole thing and he hasn't had proper training camp and stuff because of it. So
Yeah, because he did have all those injuries prior too, like before he got
yeah.
shot. So he's having some issues there
Mhm.
already. And yeah,
Yeah, the
110%.
shoulder.
What
Yeah,
do
we
you
can't
think
wait for
of
Greenlaw to.
what do you think of the 49ers knowing about the injury before drafting him?
um hmm, that kind of was a little bit shocking, but I'm just like the Niners are kind of known for it. I mean, I'm sure they
It was
did their
very
medical stuff.
Kinlaw-esque, and you're thinking to yourself, you should
Yeah.
have learned from that. Like, don't get me wrong, like Pearsall's, like he's brought a fire because like him surviving that and stuff as like
Mhm.
him coming back, and if he performs, I think would bring a lot of energy in. But just put that aside and just like if what I thought like in the moment that I heard that because this happened before, I was like, no fucking way. I don't know if I can curse on your stream or not, but like
I
no
don't really
way at
care
all.
because we're 20 minutes in, so
Oh, okay, all right. So I don't want you to get in trouble or
yeah, just
however
as long as it's not, like F-bomb, F-bomb, F-bomb.
and like really going like really signaling the yeah. All right, so I was really shocked by that, and especially considering the 49ers fans themselves would be outraged about that because the Kinlaw thing and everything else
Yeah.
prior getting somebody who was injury prone, and especially since we just got done dealing with Trent Baalke, who's obsessed with drafting injury prone players. It's just long-time 49ers fans are just so sick and tired of these injury prone players at the first round, all the first or second round. It happened all the time. And I
Hey,
was,
Eve, don't forget about third round because we got the boy Jalen Hurd.
oh my
Remember,
God. Didn't he else? Yeah, he had injury issues too. He had
he
potential
had
though,
like
dude.
back issues, bro. It's like, yeah.
And back issues
But
are the
also,
worst. And I guess DK Metcalf had back issues, but he got his was first time I think before the draft, and I wanted him.
oh, we're not even gonna get to this guy's name who had even worse back injuries and literally stole money from us. I'm not even gonna say his name, but I think everybody knows who I'm talking about.
Oh my God, I'm having that test anxiety. What's the person
I'll
you're talking about?
just say his name starts with the D. We'll leave it as that.
Oh, our second round pick.
No, no, no. We got him from the Chiefs.
Mm. Oh my God, I totally forgot about that guy. Yes, yes, we got we got
We're
we
not
got
even gonna.
we got some games out of him, man. We got some
I
games
know,
out of
but
him.
still, dude, we just stopped like paying him though. I'm pretty sure, like now.
Thank God we could use that cap space.
Yeah, but
We
other
got a lot of cap space
news.
actually, but
So Renardo Green, it seems like could possibly be getting more playing time now over Isaac Yodom, which I absolutely love. I love this kind of youth movement that's happening here. Um, but yeah, I think Renardo Green, when you're thinking about the running back position with Isaac Guerrero and then the cornerback position with Renardo Green, you gotta play them because both of those positions, running back and cornerback, you're not gonna learn much or improve if you're not out there because as a running back you got to figure out, okay, this is what the offensive line kind of looks like, what holes, because he's also been kind of as a in college kind of a slow runner through the holes, figuring it out. So I think I like that they're giving Isaac Guerrero, even some run a little bit, and then Renardo Green corner, you just need him to be out there because he was super physical in college, and I don't think he's gonna be able to
yeah.
pass with that for sure in the NFL. So he's got to learn and play there. So I'm actually glad Renardo Green, got some playing time.
It's a perfect opportunity to get that playing time as well because it's against the Pats. I know that we needed that win and get that W, and I think he got more playing time in the second half, right? So like he was
Yeah.
putting out there more in the second half. I think that's a great time to put your rookies out there that need to get that experience. I think the Rams game was also a good time too, even though we lost that game. It's just the fact that you're facing offenses that are struggling with, especially with their injuries with the Rams. You want to test those rookies against like those kind of weaker offenses, and especially as the Pats, who had like one of the worst offenses right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a major lead at the time, so I thought it was a great opportunity to do that. I think anytime because I still think that Green can perform and stop some starters, stuff like that. But anytime we got a lead or anything like that, I have no problem putting him out there, giving
Mm-hmm.
Ward a break or Lenore a break whenever he needs it. He's got that ability.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
keeping
Green, I love
Lenore on
his
the
game.
outside, putting Green in the slaughter, vice versa too. So
Green's got some Lenore in him, some fire in him. I like that too. But I
yeah,
personally would rather have Green on the outside and then Lenore's just sticking on the
yeah,
inside.
no,
I think he's just
I
the
agree.
inside, in my opinion. Uh, I think that's where he shines the most. So, because he did allow that one, I can't remember. I just recently watched the catch, but he covered some sort of, I think it was poke, I think against Brissett, and he was on the
Mm-hmm.
outside and he allowed the catch. And it just made me. I don't know if that's just one instance, so I don't really want to
Mhm.
say like
Yeah.
keep him from the outside. But I just always seen him shine more so than the inside than out. But
Mhm.
and I think
Yeah.
Green would be great. He's learning to, because like you said, his issue was like he's just had so much. He had like he just constantly put his hands on defenders all the time and stuff. And I think that's just an
Mhm.
outside kind of talent that he has. And yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
he's doing better than Terry Arnold.
Also,
So
I know.
I don't know if you saw the Lions game last night, but
Mhm.
he had penalty after penalty after penalty. He was
Yeah.
doing terrible, but yeah, he
Yeah.
was getting.
All right. So other news is Kalia Davis, right? They put him on. Was it IR or PUP? I can't remember, but
He's
I
supposed to
think
be
it
on
was.
IR.
I think it was I. Yeah, it was IR. So apparently they could be opening up his window.
Oh,
Possibly he's apparently close, according to Kyle Shanahan, which I
really?
think would be a huge reinforcement, especially with Hargrave.
Okay,
Out
that's
just
good
having
news.
another
I didn't
body.
know that part. I
I
didn't know that.
know.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I know Kalia Davis has been dealing with injuries in the past. It's like hopefully, knocking on wood, he's able to actually stay out there because he was having a good preseason too. So,
Yeah,
uh,
he definitely was
yeah.
going to be the second D tackle. We just needed that 50 tackle to show up. He was showing himself to be better than Kevin Givens and Jordan Elliott.
Oh
He was
man,
looking on
Kevin Givens
fire.
was outstanding this last game.
Three sacks, two and a
I
half
think it was
sacks, something like that.
2.5. Yeah.
2.5. Yeah, he was on fire, man. I know, and I'm not okay. This is gonna sound negative as shit, though. Like I understand that the offensive lineman that he was facing though was like second tier. It
Yeah.
was like second string. But it's good to know that your backup, who is second string or third string or fourth string, wherever you want to put him, Kevin
Mhm.
Givens, he's able to beat second string players. So that's technically his job. Is like, how good is he? Well, he's good enough to beat second string players. So that says a lot about him as a depth for sure.
Yeah, you just want to have that rotation too, keeps guys fresh. Also, that's
Yeah,
why I say Kyle Shanahan needs to play rookies because maybe you don't have as many injuries if you're, giving these other guys some snaps too.
yeah.
Um,
It's like I said in one of my previous lives before. It's just the experience thing. You got to trust them to do the right thing because if they
mhm,
don't have enough experience or know what, or especially with cohesion with that line, like in run defending or whatever, you missed an assignment, you could allow a big hole for a run and stuff. So I could see like cohesion probably is the reason why, and experience for sure, because they could be great, they could be fantastic at their job, but if they don't know what they're doing, or if they don't understand the consequences, if they do something else, it could create that consequence, and we'll learn in a bad way. So I'm not. I love to play rookies. If I'm not against it because I love
mhm,
to see young players develop. It says a lot about what they can do on the field.
yeah,
I'm not ever for like just throwing rookies out there because I think one, it can hurt them, especially like quarterback, et cetera. Even though we're not talking about quarterback, it could also hurt the
mhm,
team as well. And I just don't think putting out rookies if they're not ready. And the only people who know that those players are ready are, you have to put faith in the coach to know that when he's ready,
yeah,
or
that's fair.
that's how I feel about it. And but I do understand, like, if you see a rookie out there, the hype you feel, the energy you feel, they're like, oh my god, he's on the field, he's going to do something. Like, you get so pumped,
Mhm,
especially when you see Isaac Guerrero out there. Like, I immediately thought to myself, like, oh my god, Isaac Guerendo's out there, that means he's going to do something crazy. I get
mhm.
pumped when he's out there. When I see Pearsall and Cowing, I'm waiting for Cowing. I'm waiting for the Cowing
Yeah,
show.
we're gonna talk about that because I'm Arizona fan, and so obviously we drafted him from Arizona, and I was very happy. And I'm like, he's out there this game, like action offense, and I'm like, why didn't they throw it to him? Like, dude, they're doing these crazy plays where they're doing like the end arounds with Brandon Ayuk and what was it, the Rams game or something, and then I think
uh,
they did another one this game. I'm like, why would you not try to give it to Jacob Count? He has the speed over everybody else on the team on offense to, I feel like, cut outside even more. But
That's your
yeah.
boy, man. That's your boy. That's the guy you've been watching from the start. I understand. I don't really have a favorite team on like college team or anything like that. I really
Mhm.
don't have one, so I don't know the feeling of watching a guy that you've seen from college, and then your team just happens to draft them, I bet you're excited. I bet you're absolutely thrilled to see
Oh,
Jacob Cowling play. I can't. I
if
bet you
you
can't
have
wait.
not seen my draft reaction, go check it out. But
I'll have to do that because I can imagine. I can only imagine. But yeah, I'm excited about him. I think he's got. I liked him in the draft. I saw some footage of him. I didn't dive too much into the draft this year. This year I will dive into it more because my channel's growing.
mhm.
It's people like that stuff. But this year I did see some clips of Jacob Cowling. He looks outstanding. The dude for 5'8", 5'9", plays like a 6', 6'1"
Yeah,
guy.
exactly. He plays
He's
bigger than his size.
Yeah, and I think he uses that to his advantage because a lot of people just think he's like just a cut, sharp guy. He's small. I'm totally gonna get this dude. Nah, he can jump high. He can get it. He knows how to get to the point of the catch really, really well. He knows how to angle his body. He's outstanding. And I usually do when I watch the draft, I have like an ooh meter that I kind of have for myself, which is like how much do they beat the expectations of a certain play? And
Mhm.
so I'm watching college, Jacob Cowling frequently. I was like, ooh, oh my God, whoa, oh my God, just based on that. And if I go, oh my God, if I do something like that, that means that dude needs to be drafted first round. So
Mhm.
it's kind of like things like that. And Jacob
Yeah.
Cowling, I would say, consistently impressed me in his highlights. You could tell in highlights when it's more of like, okay, he was just open,
Mhm.
or you could totally tell that's just first read scheme, run up kind of thing. You could see those things.
Mhm.
And for Cowling, I constantly saw a player working hard and trying to get the ball. So I I'm excited for
Yeah.
it. Enough as
All
long
right.
as you Ronnie Bell.
Mhm. Yeah. No,
Just keep Ronnie
Ronnie
Bell
Bell.
off
I
his team.
was glad to see he was inactive.
The 49ers are haven't lost a game when Ronnie Bell's inactive.
Hmm. Good point. All right, last piece of news, and then we got to get into this game. But Jalen Graham, who they had
Oh,
released, during the
I was just
roster
thinking
cut
about him today.
down, right? He was with the Commanders practice squad. Well, guys, he is back with the San Francisco
No
49ers
shit.
because we know that Curtis Robinson unfortunately tore his
Uh,
ACL in a practice last week, so he's out
Good day.
for the season. D Winner's been banged up. Fred Warner's day to day, like we talked about at the beginning of this live. So I am not one bit shocked because in my head I was like, I could see them bringing back Jalen Graham, and what did they do? So yeah,
Nice,
he's
man. I
back.
like Jalen Graham, dude. That's cool. I didn't know that. That's cool, man. Just learned something right now. That's awesome, dude. That's
Yeah, that just happened like right before we went live.
Oh shit. Okay. You need to go live more often so things just constantly happen. Because like you said, like news constantly comes in every time you go live. You need to go live like five
Yeah.
times a day. The
Yeah, and
next
then they
the
also
CMC's
signed.
recovering.
Yeah, and then they also signed defensive lineman Jonathan Garvin to the practice squad.
Oh, he wasn't bad in the preseason.
Yeah,
I was actually he didn't do anything crazy, but I don't think he was bad at all.
yeah, I think that we know Niners love defensive linemen, and Sam Aquanu is on the roster now. So
Oh, he's not going back to the
yeah,
practice. It's
no,
not possible.
dude,
Yeah,
he
he
had a great game.
fantastic game. He's up there with like Kevin Givens. He deserves a spot. I mean, we got because I think in the first game he got a sack, didn't he? The first one he had, and then we took him down to the practice squad, and then we just brought him
Yeah,
back up again, right?
I think. Well, this last game we signed him to the roster, and then yeah, I think the Rams game was
Yeah,
when we just elevated him.
yeah. So like, yeah, he can't go back to that. He can't go back to that. We got to keep Sam Kwanu. How you
Yeah,
say? I can't say his
Aquanu.
name.
Yeah,
Oh, Kwanu.
pretty.
Papa J tried telling me yesterday, and I completely forgot. But I know that Kyle Shanahan calls him Sam O, so I'm just gonna call him Sam O.
Yeah, but it seems like you're happy about Jalen Graham back.
Oh, super stoked. I was absolutely, my jaw fell to the floor when I saw him cut. I was like, I could have sworn he made the podium. And when you make the podium in the preseason, you make the team. Okay.
I don't know. I feel like
He didn't
people
make
were
it.
overreacting in the preseason. I personally thought he didn't have a great.
You
Uh,
didn't think he was good. I think a couple other people told me like he didn't do very well either. One of them got really defensive about it, but
Everybody was like, "Oh, he's looked really good," and I'm like, I clearly saw him out of like place in the preseason and stuff. But
we were blinded by draft hype because he did so hot last year
I
as
know.
first rookie season, and then he got hurt, so we got blinded by that. But yeah, I mean, it's not like we missed him. I mean, clearly we were able to pick him back up again, so it's not
Mhm.
like we missed out. Like he's now a starter on the Commanders, balling out. So the bright side is the 49ers were right in that sense. But the one thing I do hope is that when we bring him on, he's able to actually learn from whatever mistake he had and actually perform. Because I do believe in him. I do think he's good. I think
Yeah.
he can do it. Yes, and you are right, because I can't remember, someone pointed out to me that he missed some few tackles.
Yeah,
And
and
I
it
was
was
like,
just like he
yeah,
was kind of a little bit in the
that's fine.
wrong place, but
Yeah,
yeah,
he
I mean,
had
I
some
think he has.
moments.
I like his speed and stuff, so I think he has like the upside. It's just
That was the main thing you'd hear about him. He was a very good sideline to sideline linebacker. Like he knows how to get from one place to another, but he just wasn't at the right spot
yeah.
at the time.
Um.
He was too busy running from sideline to sideline because he was in the wrong
Mhm,
spot.
yeah.
But anyway,
But yes, real quick, guys. Appreciate everybody in here. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe.
smash
If
that
you have
shit.
my channel up, go to Wolfie's channel. His links down in the description, and vice
What?
versa. You can always just open up two tabs.
Yeah. Hey, I'll take that.
Helps us out both. So would greatly appreciate that. Let's see. You see Ronnie Bell's brother at Michigan dropped the ball. No, really? I didn't even know he had a brother. That's
He's trying to live up to the legacy.
yeah, the family legacy, the Bell legacy.
I could do it too, bro. You know, it was a weird catch, man. It's like someone told me it hit his helmet first. I'm like, nah, it did not hit his helmet, man. It hit him in the hands, and I guess you could say he was bringing it into his face. But why are you doing that? Why are you? Because if you go back and watch it, he grabs it with his hands and he brings it into his helmet, and it bounces off. That's the only thing I can think of that happened. But still, why are you going like this and not like this? Like you gotta
I
bring the
know,
baby in, man. If you're
for
not gonna
real.
headbutting the baby, you're bringing the baby in.
Mm,
Like I don't know. I like it, and also like he did like a weird kick thing too, as if he was mentally trying to tell himself to push it away. He was just like,
hmm,
oh my god, it's just, it was such a weird drop,
I know.
such a weird drop.
But alrighty, let's finally get into the game. Everybody in the comments on YouTube or Twitch, let us know your player of the game on offense, defense. I'm not even going to talk about special teams because we'll
Fire
talk about
Brian
special teams,
Schneider right
but
now.
there's no MVP for that. So don't give me one for that. But give us yours for offense, defense, and then at the end of the show, we'll tell you guys ours. But yeah, we'll just get kind of into it. What were your overall just thoughts about the game?
Uh, my overall takeaway from it, I would say it's not that big of a deal. It's awesome. This is something I expected the 49ers to do. This is something I expect the 49ers to do prior to losing to the Rams. But this just became a must win, as in, like, we need to know that we're not the worst team in football. And that's just the reassurance we got. We beat the Jets, who are looking really bad, one of the worst teams in football. And we beat the Patriots, who I thought we were supposed to beat anyway,
Yeah.
even by more than a touchdown. I knew that for a fact. If this game was even remotely close, I would have been disappointed. I would have been upset. I'd be like, okay, we are one of the worst teams in the football. But no, we went out there, we dominated, we showed them we could do, we showed them that we're not the worst team. We're probably, in my eyes, like top 20 at this point, just justifiably at that. But I personally thought the game it felt good. It made me feel good. It made me feel happiness. It made me feel like, yeah, great play. Yeah, that was a good play. Oh, fumble recovery. Oh, they're going all the way down. Then fumble. Then Bosa gets that fumble towards the end, even though it doesn't really matter. But that was their momentum, and Bosa took it away from them. So we felt goodness. We felt great about it. I felt great about it. Mason was balling. Brock Purdy was balling, and he was slinging it. It was a feel good game. But it was a game that I expected us to win. So I know I sound like a Debbie Downer, but realistically, we just proved to ourselves that we're not the worst team.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I look at it.
I agree. I mean, like you said, also I would have been like home. I would have been worried if we'd lost this game and if it was remotely close. Like if we didn't even cover the spread, I would have been like seriously,
Highly,
because it was like at 10, I think. And so we clearly covered it there, went above it. But yeah, I thought, offensively, especially, Brock Purdy continued to ball out, even though they lost that against the Rams,
Block
man.
Purdy.
Dude, bro, I don't know how you can hate the man, dude.
He's so good.
And then he
dude.
does the
He's
thing.
got fire.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, he's like, ah! Yeah. That was a good one.
That
Yeah.
was awesome, man.
There is one thing I want to bring up. I thought the offense, even though kind of struggled a little bit in the beginning.
Yeah.
If we're in the red zone, we're having red zone issues.
No, without CMC, it's the red zone issue.
And I'm not trying. And yeah, CMC gives us that. You're not wrong. But we should have other answers in the red zone other than CMC. You know what I mean? Like there needs to be some. Like Brock needs to figure it out. Whatever is that safety blanket or that go-to play in the red zone, because there's something there.
Because right now he's not even trusting Brandon Ayuk. Like you can
and that's usually his
trusty.
Yeah, it's usually his guy.
Yeah,
it's Juwan Jennings right now.
And Kittle with that insane catch with 3 defense.
Dude, yeah.
I was like, did Juwan go up to Kittle and be like,
"This is how you do it,
inject myself."
That was dope. I actually thought, I'm not saying it was a poor pass by Brock, but I kind of thought, oh my God, if he just had like that much of a star on their arm, Kittle's going to catch this. And he caught it. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. And then
like the defenders were closing in. Like there was an open spot. I know exactly what he was trying to do when he threw that ball, but I thought it was a little too slow with the drop towards the end there. And I was like, oh man, but nah, man, Kittle.
I also think if we continue to use Mason in the passing game, because we did in this game, even though there were penalties, like by Kittle, like
that big run, that pass.
Yeah, where we had like those 3 penalties in the like one drive, which 2 of them were BS. But anyways, it was just like I like to see that with Mason, man. Mason just continues, dude. If he continues this, he may have 2,000 rushing yards. I'm not even kidding, bro. Because
seriously, he's playing like a top 10 back,
over 100 pretty much every single game. So, and like I said, I love to see that he was used in the passing game. I did think Ayuk looked better, but he's still ways away, I'd say.
And that's the thing we got clean to. Like, hey, we knew we got to trust the process and understand that we're going to be disappointed from these weeks. Like week 2, we knew week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, maybe possibly week 6 and week 7 that we're going to be disappointed in his play, just because we knew it was going to take weeks for him to come back. And this is just part of the growing pains of Ayuk coming back, is that we are seeing him play better, like you said, but he's not quite the same. And that's just part of the growing pains. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, he's just not back. He stole our money." And it's like, no, we knew this was going to happen. We just have to accept that this is part of it. Is seeing him, not perform as good, drop some balls in there.
Yeah. I think this is a really good point. Yeah, they need to go to 2 tight end and use Kittle and Saubert, size in the red zone. Yeah, I think they should be.
Saubert's good. Saubert could do that.
Yeah, I like Saubert's good, man.
Especially the red zone, you don't really need a speed guy. You just need a guy who can get open. And from what I've saw, Saubert can get open. He's not the fastest, but he knows how to get open.
Dude, and Saubert on the blocking game is outstanding. Like, I will literally see. Okay, the only thing I didn't like him for was that special teams whiff, where
that wasn't his fault though.
Dude, he was right there, and then literally
it's not his fault,
bro.
He's not. How is he supposed to be like, all right, bro, you're gonna bump into me, and he's occupied-o, man.
I guess
that's Garendo 110%'s fault, man. Come on.
Okay, fair enough.
But it sucks to be on the butt end of that for sure. He came a few inches away from it being a butt fumble part 2. Because that was embarrassing. I don't understand. He literally ran into a wall. If he cut a little bit to the left, there's a hole. I thought there was a hole that he had to the left.
Yeah.
And he just kind of ran into Saubert. So, but yeah, Scott, I agree. I like 2 tight end sets. I think we're underestimating Saubert. So.
Yeah. I also think man, we definitely could have scored more points. It's for whatever reason, these games, even when we score 30 plus points, I'm always like, there were points left on the board, and Kyle Shanahan isn't happy about it. And I'm just like, every time it's like we just don't end up having a game where it's like all right, we end up scoring more than that because it's like we're not, shooting ourselves in the foot with these penalties, and
Dude,
making us go in like second and long or third and long. I'm just like, come on.
you are 110% correct, man. I always feel the same. Like we won. I can't remember what games we won before, but like the Eagles game last year, the Cowboys game and stuff. I felt the same way. There was points left on the board, and we completely dominated those teams.
Dude, I need that Panthers type game, from last few years ago. The Panthers game scored like 50 points, bro.
Damn, I remember that. 49ers did that to the Panthers?
That was like in 2019 when Bosa almost had that pick six and stuff. And they
Oh,
were in the white like throwback unis and stuff.
Oh my god. No, I don't remember that, but yeah, man, we need to do something like that. We need to see some goodness like that. I need to see some 50 plus because you see that, right? You do see like, okay, this team should have been ahead by the end of the second quarter. This team should have been at 42 points by now.
Dude, we scored 21 in the first half. Like we could have scored more than that, honestly.
Yeah. Same thing with it's almost as if like we do very well in the second quarter. Like the second quarter, we really take off. Okay, and then the third quarter, we kind of go stagnant, and then the fourth quarter, we take off offensively. I think
it's also Kyle Shanahan's very known where it's like, all right, I'm not gonna really adjust until the second half, where it's like he's just seeing what the other team's doing, and then that also I think kind of causes, where it's like we could have had a bigger lead, and like you said, it's like third quarter's kind of slow, and then or even sometimes the third quarter's good, and then it's like the fourth quarter's bad. So
yeah, there's no. It's like it's so weird to see. It's inconsistency, but there's consistency in scoring. It's so weird to say. Like first quarter, you'll get like a field goal, maybe even two, and then in the second quarter, you'll get like 2 touchdowns. Okay, it's a lot like that. And then in the third quarter or like the fourth quarter, it's almost like you can count on Kyle Shanahan to score points in just 2 quarters of a game for sure. But for a fact that there would be like a first or quarter or third or fourth quarter where nothing happens. The offense struggles a little bit. I don't think I can't remember the last time I've seen the 49ers from start to finish just be absolutely perfect. Just be like, okay, that was A+. They took advantage of every opportunity kind of game. I think the closest that we came to that was the Eagles game last year. I think it's the closest we came to that. Even that game, I thought there was points left on the board.
Oh, yeah, no. But defensively, I thought this was one of their best games, and I just need to see it be consistent now. So I'm not I thought Fred Warner, even though he didn't play the second half, man, that pick six was amazing. Do you watch the Warner House podcast? Yeah, do you watch the Warner House podcast at all?
I catch highlights on TikTok every now and again.
Okay, but because he talked about it like wanting to get a pick six and stuff. So,
well, what did he say? How did it go down?
Well, so this was like before the game, right? They had an episode, and he's like, "Yeah, these are the goals I kind of have each game." And I think he had like Sydney, his wife, guess it or something, and then he's like, "Yeah, pick six is something that I'm looking for," and so he got the pick six.
Got it. I think him and Greenlaw talk about that because I think remember that one time I think in the playoffs, Greenlaw told Fred Warner, "Hey, I'm gonna get a pick six.
Yeah,
I need you to get a pick six." And even though he should just go down because he just picked Jordan Love off, and it's like, "Oh, he won the game," and he's still running around. Like, "No, get down." It's like don't literally try to get a pick six all the time.
Yeah, like you gotta use your
just stop using noggin, man. We just get down, bro. So it's like the same thing. I feel like it's probably like a ritual thing to have goals, and that's good to have goals. I mean, obviously, pushes you to go get it and stuff. And yeah, that was a crazy interception. Fred Warner has hops, dude, and his hops look very cartoonish. And what about that? It looks like like I said earlier, like a Madden player. It looks like a Madden character jumping up in the air doing that hoppity thing, and then he comes down with it and. Yeah, he looks amazing. Fred Warner is just
dude, he's like defensive player of the year caliber.
Oh, him for sure. I think it's him right now, TJ Watt, and who else would be defensive player of the year right now, but
I don't know how Myles Garrett's been looking.
He's doing all right. He's doing
okay.
I think TJ Watt right now is doing pretty hot though. So he's the leader of that entire team. So.
Yeah, I
But
just
yeah,
thought,
Fred
man,
Warner.
defensively. Yeah, I mean 6 sacks, bro. And I get it, it's the Patriots, but I'm glad to see that, man. Kevin Givens, bro. Shout out to you. This guy was balling. Malik Collins, man.
Oh, dude, what a
Outstanding.
trade, dude! What a trade, Malik Collins, man.
7th round pickers and Bosa was eating.
Bosa finally see something
Evan
from Bosa,
Anderson, bro.
and then
Evan
Anderson got him
Anderson,
there,
undrafted free agent, bro. Like,
showing up, beating players that we wouldn't expect him to beat. Like he's beating expectations. That's really cool about all these rookies. We got seven. I think 7 of them played. 7 rookies played, and I think we got like what
Mustafa
4
Green,
or 5.
Cowing, Garendo.
I have it. Hold on, I have the roster here.
Um,
So it's Garendo, Cowing, Pooney,
oh yeah,
Penny,
Pooney. Yeah,
Mustafa, Green, and Bethune. If you want to count Bethune, yeah, that's 7.
yeah.
So Anderson,
Wow.
Bethune, Green, Mustafa, Pooney, Cowing, and Garendo.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that was outstanding to see that from the defense finally show up. Again, I
Even
need
if
to see this be consistent though, and how does the run defense kind of look? Because honestly, the Patriots, yeah, Antonio Gibson had kind of a nice game, but
we held him to under 3 yards carry. Well, sorry, we held them to 3 yards per carry, which is good, but it's
yeah,
not great because a lot of teams are doing that too. So like I said before, like we did expectations. The expectations was to, okay, what are other teams doing to the Patriots, who are the worst team in the league? And one of them was holding them to like 3 yards a carry, which we did that. The defense absolutely performed and held down the Patriots like other teams are doing. So it was good to see that the defense isn't the worst, and there actually is cohesion there, and they're able to actually get to the quarterback, regardless of that offensive line situation. So my only concern is, yeah, you are right that hopefully the consistency would continue on, but it's going to get harder from here on out because I do think the Cardinals are better.
exactly.
And after that, we got the Seahawks, who are better than the Cardinals. Then after that, you got the Chiefs, the Chiefs are better than the Seahawks. So it's going to it's levels from here when it comes to
it's
the offenses
getting
and
tougher
defenses.
for rest of the year now.
Yeah, so this was a great game to have with the turmoil that we have for the past 2 weeks. This is a great game to make everyone feel good. This is a great game for to get all the fans, that were tipping over back, with their heads straight, just be like, okay, we're staying the course, we're back going. Because after that Rams game, man, oh my God, things were just falling apart. Everything.
Dude, I was so mad that day that I didn't even watch the Sunday night game. It was like the Chiefs Falcons. So I already knew what was gonna happen too. This is why I don't watch the Chiefs games too, because I already got the script. They're either gonna not call a penalty on whatever team the Chiefs are playing, or they are gonna call a penalty. And it's like, bro, you just know the Chiefs are gonna win on like every game. So, but anyways, yeah. All right, now we have to get to the worst part. Special teams, man. Like you said at the beginning, once we got to this section, fire Brian Schneider.
Fire Brian Schneider!
I've been saying this for multiple seasons now. Get him out of here. I get it. Kyle Shanahan just doesn't care about special teams, but he was mad last week, so I think he does care. Somewhat at least.
It could cost him games, man. I mean, it's a serious thing. It's not even like they're bad at times. They are consistently bad.
Yeah, exactly.
It's back to back to back plays of consistency.
And then the other team end up scoring 2 off of it every time.
Exactly. It's some of the worst special teams. It's just getting worse, and that's so weird. It's like you didn't think it could get worse, and like we have to have I don't know. I haven't looked at the stats yet, but if we're not like top 30 or 31 or 32, ranked in special teams, I'd be absolutely shocked.
Let me tell you the news. Thanks for asking that, because according to one of the guys that are like really good with the Niners, Akash, he says the 49ers now have the 32nd ranked special teams unit per DVOA. The Titans climbed to 31.
Oh my God, we're worse than the Titans, man.
Yes, I think the Niners are like 30 at the now, or just the worst.
Oh, that's brutal.
I'm not surprised though.
Just fire the guy at that point then. Like if he's
I
not
know.
bringing anything to the table, that means there has to be somebody out there better for the job.
Because
Like
I think this is worse than execution, like worse than players just not executing. Because if it's just
scheme.
players not executing, that's a different issue. But if it's just like you can clearly tell, also I think just the coaching with it
Yeah,
and
it's
execution is just terrible.
you have I can't we have an all pro like special teamer on our team, don't we? Or did he leave? We have
Ooh.
isn't it like Odom or something like that? Like
Oh yeah, Jordan's
something like
on
that. Like
special
we
teams, yeah.
have good players on special teams, that have won
Mhm.
awards are actually pretty good. But it's just the most consistently bad thing that's happened with this team has always been the Brian Schneider. I mean, it's always been bad, and even though we somehow still pump out great players that win awards for special teams. But like every week, you can count on Brian Schneider to allow because we gotta give him the he's the quarterback here, right? He's the one saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
this is what you're doing," essentially, and consistently every week, at least once, he does some sort of blunder. You can
Yeah, and
count
then
him.
the fake punt shit that happens, and like it's happened multiple seasons in a row
Oh
too.
my god,
I'm
dude!
just like, how do you not? Kyle Shanahan also said he called that play in because
Did
they
he?
knew that. Yeah, they knew they were going for it too versus
And
the
he said,
Rams,
and he just ran his own shit.
and it was just like, bro.
So Kyle Shanahan told him, "Hey, they're
No,
gonna
it
fake it
wasn't
here."
that Schneider ran his own shit. It was like Kyle Shanahan told him what to do, and still they gave
Oh,
up the
he knew it was
conversion.
gonna happen and still
Yeah,
gave it up.
yeah,
What? I didn't hear that,
yeah.
dude.
And I'm just like,
What
come, yeah,
the?
dude.
That's
No, and the thing is, they've spent like the last 2 or 3 off seasons going after special teams guys, and some of those guys aren't even on the team, like a Chase Lucas and what was the linebacker from the Arizona Cardinals that we had signed, but then
Ezekiel
we
Turner.
yeah, it's like they're gone too. I'm just like, I don't get it, bro. You
If
you need a
you,
fire Brian Schneider.
yeah, if because just to reemphasize this, because it's
Hmm.
it's just the logic part of it. If he is the 32nd ranked, let's be honest, because the face of the special teams is the head coach. Sorry, the coach of the special teams, right? That's the face of it. Um, if he is the 32nd ranked, that means if you fire that guy, no one else is going to want to pick that dude up. Okay. You might as well go out and get some sort of protege out there. Someone I'm certain that would totally take this job, the special teams coaching job. There has to be someone out there like, hey, the janitor. I don't know who it is. Somebody has just try it. Just try
The
something new.
janitor.
Just try something new here, okay? Because doing the same thing with the 32nd ranked special teams coach is not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to make you better in any way. I don't know. There has to be somebody out there that we can hire right now. That, for example, if Nick Sorensen and Brandon State, I think they're co-defensive coordinators. That's just conspiracy because they're
No,
not
I
actually
agree.
that. But I think they're co in the situation. If they were ranked 32nd, I would also say the same thing. Well, if he's ranked 32nd, defensive coordinator wise, get rid of them because they're just going to
Yeah.
be last place anyway if they try somebody new. But the fact is that
The
when you
thing
try
is, though,
something
I'd be
new,
giving the defense though a little bit of a pass though, because they're new, right? As if like for
yeah,
special
but
teams, you've
that's what I
had the
meant. Like,
same guy for.
yeah. So, like, if it was Nick Sorensen's second year and he was performing like this and he was still 32nd,
Yeah.
would you keep him around at this point? Would you, if
I
this was
mean,
his second year and he's 32nd ranked defense, you would keep him.
yeah, especially if at the end of the season it was like, oh, he got to 28 or even stayed. Yeah, I'd be like, no,
What happened to
get
Wilkes?
him
Look
out.
at what happened to Wilkes. He was like 20 or something like that. He wasn't the best defensive coordinator, but
Yeah.
like he wasn't 32nd ranked or anything like that. Like the special teams head coaches, like this. Who is this Brian Schneider guy? Is he like? Does he have blackmail over Kyle Shanahan or something? Because this is atrocious. Like there's nothing to cling to. There's nothing
No,
you could say to
dude.
Brian Schneider and be like, hey, well, at least he's good at this. There's nothing you could say. Kyle Shanahan gets a lot of shit, but there's things you could say about him and be like, oh, at least he's good at this. There's nothing you can say about Brian Schneider.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry. I felt I was just feeling myself there.
no, you good. I'm glad you agree with me, and I've been saying it for years. I even made a video last offseason. I was like, "Then do the Niners need to fire Brian Schneider?" And I went on a
You've
whole
been saying it
rant
for a long
about
time, dude. I just got on the Brian Schneider boat recently, so I can only imagine how you're
Brian
feeling since
Schneider
so long.
fire train. Yeah,
I can imagine it's probably how I feel
but
about the offensive line. I just been banging about the offensive line, like, dude, just draft offensive line, sign offensive line, draft offensive line, sign off. It's probably the same thing. Fire Brian Schneider, fire Brian Schneider.
yeah. But I think that is gonna be it. Who is your offensive and defensive player of the game?
My offensive player, I'm going to have to go ahead. People would say Brock Purdy, but I'm going to try. I'm going to say Jordan Mason, just because he's stepping in for CMC in those shoes. I expected Kittle to actually have a game, and he did. I expected that Ayuk played all right. Debo caught some balls. Juwan Jennings a stud, but I expected Brock Purdy to perform against this defense. But it's like, can Jordan Mason consistently be good all the time? And I thought he was, so I give it to Jordan Mason.
All right, yeah. For me, offensively, I'm going what Brock Purdy, man. Keep on making those haters doubt you, Brock.
He's slinging it. It's pretty balls too. Like he's throwing some pretty balls. Like
He had
they
one
look
pass where I
soft.
was like, "What?" The pick that he threw, I was like,
That
"Bro."
pick, yeah, that was okay. In my
That's
eyes,
the only bad thing
what
I
is your justification of why you threw that? Like, what is your like? Because I have
I
an opinion.
think he was trying to make a play, obviously, and it was like he didn't. He needed to throw it earlier, and he threw it a little late.
It's kind of like the same thing with the Kittle thing, where I kind of thought it was a little soft towards the end. It's almost the same that happened there. Like there was an opening for Ayuk there, but it had like a slow, like second half drop there. But I think what happened was Brock Purdy was ahead, like because I think it was like what it was in the fourth quarter. I can't remember how many minutes were
Yeah,
left when he threw that pick. I think personally he was just trying to give Ayuk a chance to score. I think he was just
yeah,
like, I'm going to go to Ayuk no matter what. I want to get involved because I've noticed, in my opinion, I've seen him like I don't want to say force the ball to Ayuk, but he definitely pays attention to him consistently.
yeah,
He's trying to get the keys. He knows that Ayuk's going to be around for years, so he's like,
yeah.
we
And
got
he's
to get
just
this
trying to
going.
get the kinks out and help him out too. Yeah, I agree. All right, defensive player of the game.
Got to give it to Fred Warner. Not Fred Warner, but Kevin Givens. I was going to say Fred Warner. I know he's balling out, but Kevin Givens deserves it. He was the stud of the defense. He got 2.5 sacks. You know, that can't go ignored. And he was great in the run game. And we absolutely needed him. So in that spot, especially with Hargrave going down, and he showed up.
Yeah,
And so I'm going to give it to Kevin Givens. I guess my honorable mention would be Fred Warner in that scenario because of the pick six.
yeah. I'm going Kevin Givens too, man. You took it right out of my mouth, but yeah, man,
Played
he
amazing.
was just surprised, and I'm glad guys are stepping up. For Hargrave, that's what you need. Just got to deal with it, unfortunately. So
It's a nice surprise, right? Like I didn't expect
yeah,
Jordan Elliott and Kevin Givens to ball out like they are. If Kalia Davis is anything like he was in the preseason, I think our D line is good. We just got to figure out
yeah, I'm
Leonard
not gonna
Floyd,
be
who's
worried
going
as
to
much.
ghost.
Yep, yeah. But yeah, I
Sorry, go
think
ahead.
the rotation and stuff will help too. And like I said, I just need to see the defense be consistent because they were good week one, and then they kind of mad the next 2 weeks, and this last week they were good. So I'm also interested to see how Sorensen, you know, deals with a guy in Kyler Murray who's known for going,
Yeah,
scrambling all
we've
over the
always had
place.
issues with running quarterbacks too,
Yeah.
even with D'Amico Ryans and
Hmm.
Robert Sala. So hopefully, we'll see how well
Yep.
they do. So you're not
Yep.
wrong, because I think this is the first mobile quarterback we're dealing with, right? With Nick Sorensen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll know how he does because we know that Kyle Murray
His
likes to run against him.
pocket. I mean, Sam Darnold can run, but I'd say still like
That's
he
bad
was
sign,
running,
man.
bro.
That's a bad
But I
sign.
would say, yeah, Kyler Murray.
Yeah,
And
I can see
Call of
that too.
Duty's already been out, I think, for a while. So,
No,
if
it's
Call of Duty was just
we
dropping, maybe.
they're dropping November 11th or some shit. So we got him a little before that. So he's gonna perform. But we do play the Cardinals, I think, in the back half of the season. So and
At
that's what Call of
last
Duty
game of
does.
this season.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. Yeah. So
Alrighty. But Wolfie, if you want to just let everyone know where you can find You
I
were.
am Wolfie. You can find me at that 149er, not ners. There's some other dude out there. That 149er fan. Okay, because I'm singular. I'm one dude. Okay.
Mhm.
Sometimes I have guests. You can find me here on YouTube, that 149ers fan, or type in Wolfie because it pops up for both sometimes. So, but yeah, and I go live every single day. And now I'm doing collabs. Whee! And then
Well, mhm.
go and then I do videos every day too as well. And then I currently have a game that I play every day that a lot of people tend to like for some reason. It's a shorts, one of the shorts I do. But
Nice. All right.
yeah,
Yeah, I think another thing is if you guys want to find this channel, I mean, I have it linked down in the description below, but if you just search Wolfie 49ers, because I was searching for it like earlier and then it showed up another Wolfie, and I'm like, that's not the right one. So, like,
I always got confused. Like it should come up my that 149er fan, but sometimes when I see it, like when I'm looking on like on my TV or my
yeah,
computer, it says Wolfie under my video, so I get confused. Like what are people supposed to
yeah.
search? So that kind of helps me out there. But
Yeah, so yeah,
yeah,
guys, if you do need to search for it, again, I have
I'll
it
have to put
down in
you.
the description, so you should be able to
And for
find
people who
it.
watch,
But
because I have this recording as well. For people who watch this, I will have his YouTube also in my description as well. I'll do that
appreciate it.
after. So yeah, but all
But
right,
yeah, appreciate you for hopping on. Everybody have a, good one. I'll be back Thursday. Yeah, with my regular show, probably around 4:35
nice,
with
nice, nice.
Jason from Niner Faithful Radio. Do you have anything going on this week?
I'm gonna go probably live here soon. Maybe I might count this one as my live for the day, but might go live later. If not, I do have my game coming out that I'm gonna play. I have a vote in my community tab to pick a team. If you guys don't know what it is, it's where like the filter. I really don't want to explain the game. Anyway, I play a game. It's a daily game.
Hmm,
Go and check it out, community tab, and that's pretty much what I'm doing. And outside of that, just going live every day. So
sounds good. Yeah. Everybody have a
that's
good one. Go
you too, man.
Niners. Beat the Cardinals.
Bang bang, not a gang. Let's go.